Do you know why so many fans call Zack Snyder a visionary? It's because he is. He truly is. He's truly one of the most inventive, philosophically poignant directors that we have right now, especially for this DC universe. What Zack Snyder was creating was something truly unique and special in the comic book movie world or fandom or whatever you want to call it, that it took a couple of years for people to eventually come around and see what he was doing. Zack Snyder was so far ahead of his time with this DC universe that people didn't know how to react to it other than negatively. When you saw Man of Steel, people acted negatively. But then over the course of a couple of years, people starting to look back and say, you know what? Man of Steel was actually a good movie. You know what? Man of Steel is actually a great movie. It just took a little bit of time for you guys to catch up. Same thing happened with BVS. BVS, another one that was critically panned and people just hated it right off the bat. But then you saw the Ultimate Edition. And then once again, it took a couple of years for people to catch up. And now people are saying slowly but surely, people are starting to appreciate what Zack Snyder did and truly truly appreciate the art form and just all the big ideas that Zack Snyder and Chris Terrio injected into that film. Batman v Superman is unlike any other comic book movie, which is why it will stand the test of time. And like I said, people are starting to come around and realize, oh shit, this is something really unique. This is something special. Same thing's going to happen with Zack Snyder's Justice League. You can already tell. It's going to happen. And when it does, Zack Snyder is just going to sit back with his hands behind his head. He's like, you know what? I told you. I was just so far ahead of you guys. I was just waiting for you guys to catch up. And you know what? We're slowly catching up. What Zack Snyder did with Man of Steel, I mean, it was unlike any other Superman TV show or film that I've ever witnessed. I was just like, wow, like this is something truly different. This is taking the character seriously. Zack Snyder is taking the modern mythical hero known as Superman and injecting some realism, injecting some thoughtful, philosophical themes that you would never see in a superhero movie. Maybe not even in comic books. Like what Zack Snyder truly did with his character was special. And I think that's why so many people have, like myself, have resonated with Man of Steel. Like Man of Steel is my favorite of the DCEU movies. And what Zack Snyder did with that character was incredibly unique, incredibly special. And the fact that this whole arc, this whole 5-story arc that Zack Snyder's doing with Man of Steel, BVS, and hopefully the 3 potential Justice League sequels, everything revolves around Superman. Superman is the top of the pyramid. That's what Zack Snyder was trying to do. Some people complain about, well, this isn't the Superman that I grew up with. I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. He's not. There's a reason why this movie's called Man of Steel. Superman is learning his place in the world. Yes, he's conflicted. Yes, he's confused. Guess what? That's just being called human. That's just being human. That's what it is. He grounded Superman so much that people like me who liked Superman didn't really fall in love with the character until Man of Steel. Until I saw Man of Steel. That's why so many people can relate to Superman because of Zack Snyder's Superman, because of what he did with the character. He grounded the character so much and made him feel real. This is Superman we're talking about. And the complaint about Superman is what? And now you see it. You see what Zack Snyder was trying to do, was trying to accomplish. And in my opinion, he achieved his goal. It's making the Superman character human. And he did. That's why so many people love Superman. Zack Snyder's Superman. This is just Zack Snyder's interpretation. Like I said, I did in a previous video, Zack Snyder's Superman is not the definitive Superman. This is just an interpretation. This is what Zack Snyder thinks of Superman, the modern god. And Zack Snyder pays so much respect and reverence to the character. You can see it on film. Some people say that Zack Snyder hates Superman. No, he doesn't. If you're paying attention, he's actually loving Superman. He's showing so much respect to the character, it's unreal. It's unreal how much respect he's shown to the character. Making Superman the top of the pyramid, doing a 5-movie arc just solely around Superman, based on Superman. It's unreal. It's crazy. Like, I watch Man of Steel and I watch BVS, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe what this man is doing. The look, the feel. Zack Snyder's DCEU with Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, it feels so mythical, so mythological. It feels so grand and operatic. That's what DC Comics should feel like. That's what drew me to that world. Gods among men. That's what Zack Snyder's doing. You watch the Marvel movies, and no disrespect to the Marvel movies, but I don't feel that same grand, mythic, operatic feel to it like I do when I watch a Man of Steel, when I watch a BVS. Taking all these iconic characters and making them feel as real as possible. That's what makes it so unique among every other comic book movie. Some people say Man of Steel is dark. I don't know what that means. What's dark about it? The color palette? Sure, it's a little darker, sure, but the character is never dark. The only character that's dark, quote unquote, is the character of Batman in BVS. And even in BVS, you know why. You understand what the character is going through. You understand his journey. Everyone has an arc in this film. Superman has an arc, trying to find his place in the world. Why am I here? That's the journey that he's going through. That's the journey that Zack Snyder is taking us on. From conflicted, confused, to by the end, the Superman that we all know and love. Same thing with Batman, who's angry, bitter at this God who can destroy the world. Hates everything about Superman. And yet by the end, when Batman sees Superman's sacrifice for the world, a world that rejected him, Batman sees the light, quote unquote. And because of Superman's sacrifice, Batman becomes Batman again. That's what Superman means to this world. That's what Superman meant to Batman. And by the end of BVS, when you see that monument and how Superman spoke to the world, and how the world realizes, oh my God, like we messed up. Like here's a guy who was just trying to do the right thing. They even say it in the movie. Maybe he's just a guy trying to do the right thing. That's who Superman is. That's what Zack Snyder was conveying to the public. Superman is not edgy. He's not dark. Zack Snyder wasn't trying to make Superman dark and cool. It's like whatever, like Batman. No. If you watch the film, you could clearly see that's not what he's doing. He's trying to say, hey, Superman is relatable. Superman is cool. Being good is cool. That's what Zack Snyder was doing. Being a good person is cool. Doing the right thing is cool. It's okay to be a little bit lost, a little bit confused. But you will find your way. You will find your path. Just like Batman found his path in BVS. All these characters have such rich, beautiful arcs. Or I should say will have beautiful arcs with Cyborg, with Flash, with Wonder Woman, with Aquaman. There's going to be so much depth in those films. And making these iconic, godlike figures feel human, feel relatable. That's Zack Snyder's contribution to these DC films. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. Like I said, you only see this in comic books. That's why Zack Snyder is so good in bringing these iconic characters to the big screen and showing them the way they were meant to be shown, with respect, with love, with care. I don't even know like any other comic book director that has so much love for the comic books and the source material like Zack Snyder does. You see these stories in Elseworld stories, with The Dark Knight Returns, with Kingdom Come. Zack Snyder is an artist. And what an artist does is takes these iconic characters and brings something new to them, brings something fresh. You look at Superman Earth One. I mean, that book feels like a Man of Steel continuation. You look at Kingdom Come. Look at the Brian Azzarello Batman Damned. Really dark, serious takes on the character, but they bring something new to the character. They bring something new to these stories. And it's not like Zack Snyder being an edge lord or be like, oh man, I'm going to be so dark, I'm going to be so cool. That's not what Zack Snyder's doing. That's never Zack Snyder. And for the people who say that, I mean, sorry to say, but you are completely misinformed and you're completely wrong. With Zack Snyder's Justice League coming up, that's going to be so completely different. It's going to feel so grand, so mythic, so operatic. It's not going to feel like any other comic book movie that you've witnessed. Man of Steel feels completely different from BVS. And I'm telling you right now, BVS is going to feel completely different from Justice League. And that's the way it should be. Zack Snyder is literally creating art. And the fact that it's the same director, but the movies feel so different from one another, that's incredible. That's incredible. It feels so fresh. It feels familiar and fresh at the same time. It feels familiar and new at the same time. It feels familiar, but it feels exciting at the same time. That's what Zack Snyder's doing, man. He's making a comic book, a 5-story arc based on these DC characters that's so memorable and something that you will never ever see again. And I'm so appreciative for what Zack Snyder is doing with these DC characters. Bringing these DC characters to life, these DC characters that I loved watching, growing up, reading. And just putting a fresh, new, respectful spin on it. It's incredible, man. And like I said, Zack Snyder is literally creating one of the most grand, epic comic book movies that you will ever see in your entire life. And when it's all done, when hopefully he completes his journey, he completes his story arc with Superman at the top of the pyramid, people will look back on it. It's like, you know what? That was something unique. That was something special. I'm so glad that I get to appreciate what Zack Snyder did. And trust me, his work will be appreciated when it's all said and done. Ignore the hate, ignore the bloggers, ignore the critics. They don't matter. The fans, we matter. Our say matters. And what we say is that we love Zack Snyder. We love his work. We love what he's done with the DC universe. And I don't think, and maybe in like 10, 20 years, people will look back on it. It's like, you know what? That is a work of art. And I'm so glad Zack Snyder did this because it truly is a work of art. And we, the fans, got it. We got what we want. And we're going to love it on March 18th. Oh, we're going to go nuts. We're going to go crazy. And we're going to support this DCEU. And the Snyderverse will continue. Bet your ass on it.